Hello everyone. Excuse my hair. I'm having a Janet Dermody day, hair day. No offense, Janet. Love your hairdos. Anyway, Friday, October 3rd. Just down here at Belfrey Beach. Going for a walk for my doggy. Me and my doggy. And Sissy behind us. Anyway, just wanted to make comment on the Cape Breton pilot project gun grab that our chief of police and MPs, Callaway and Batiste, had planned for us here in Cape Breton. So yesterday, if some of you didn't know, there was a rally with Anna Manley, the PC candidate that ran in the last election, along with Tracy Wilson from the Canadian Coalition for Our Firearms, and Jeff something from Port Morion Wildlife Association or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but there were several people, a couple MPs from away, one who happens to be part of something to do with this gun grab. Anyway, just wanted to give a big shout out to the 250 plus or minus people who showed up between 12 and 5 in front of the police station to show their support. And make note that quite a few were not even firearm holders. They were just showing their support of government overreach. Instead of government fighting crime, keeping illegal guns off the streets that are coming in illegally into this country, and shamefully they keep using that Nova Scotia shooting by a dentist who didn't even have a PAL, which is a possession acquisition license that every firearm owner needs to have. And they were all illegal except for the one gun that he stole from an RCMP. So there you go. Anyway, part of their plan, from what we can gather, at the Q&A town hall that they had at 7 p.m. last night at the Myra Road Fire Hall. Their plan in the 2 to 4 weeks, whatever the time frame is for this pilot project in Cape Breton, to only collect 200 firearms that are on the banned list. So anyway, and of course, the federal government allotted them $103,000 to do that. Now, from what else I can gather, the $103,000 is not to give you cash there when you volunteer your so-called banned firearm. No, that's to pay the police services to be there when you go there and volunteer your gun. So, if 500 people decide that they're going to go volunteer their banned firearm, the regional police is only going to collect 200 of them. So there you go. Now, from what I can also gather is that last year they tried this gun grab in PEI, and it didn't work. Police then didn't want to have anything to do with it, and rightly so. But for some reason, here in Cape Breton, because we aren't Nova Scotia police here, is it? It's a Cape Breton Regional Police, paid for by the municipality, paid for by our property taxes, in which Cecil Clark now claims that he wants a list of every gun owner in Cape Breton, CBRN, in his area. He has no right to have any of that personal information. It has nothing to do with him. It has to do with the RCMP who collect this information. So if you purchase a registered firearm, it is put on a list with your name that you own a restricted firearm. However, there is no registry for non-restricted firearms. So in reality, the government does not have a list of your firearm if you purchased it at the time and it was non-restricted. If it became restricted after the fact, it's going to be a hard sell to collect those if they don't even have a list. And from what I can gather as well, many firearms dealers are going out of business because of all the registered firearms that are on the ban list that they're not allowed to sell and haven't been compensated for as of yet. So there you go. Anyway, I digress. I just wanted to give a big shout out to every caper who was involved, all the organizers, the Canadian Federation, Taxpayers Federation. Devin Dover was there, the lawyer. He answered a lot of questions. And let's see if this is what's going to help the rest of Canada. We are the cornerstone. We are the example that the federal government wants to set. Hey, let's go to Cape Breton. Because why? Us capers are stupid? Is that what they think? They think we're gullible? They think that just because they got a liberal stronghold here that the people are just going to give in their firearms that they legally obtained, that are not committing any crimes with? Anyway, I was very proud to be a participant in the rally and at the Q&A. Big shout out to Anna Manley for helping to organize it, and for Tracy Wilson and Devin Dover for coming there, as well as the two other MPs, one from Newfoundland, Port aux Basques MP, whose family is generational hunters and sport shooters. So there you go. Let's hope that Cape Breton made a dent in their plan, even though the federal government has probably come out and praise that pilot project. They'll never tell you how many people volunteered to give up their firearms. Because right now, if your firearm, whether it's restricted, they're going to take it from you anyway, regardless. But restricted or non-restricted, you do not have to submit, voluntarily or not, any of your firearms for at least another year. The amnesty, as they say. And a lot can happen in a year, right? Governments can change. People can overrule the government. It's up to us to stand up. And we sure did that yesterday. We showed that Mike Calloway across the street in his upstairs window, looking over, seeing what's going on, and he should be realizing and reporting back to his boss that capers ain't gonna take it, man. So bye-bye. That's all I got to say. Just wanted to update my previous video, just to make clarification. Restricted and non-restricted firearms. Okay, restricted means they're on a national registry that the government is aware of through the RCMP when they're collecting their data. Non-restricted, there is no registry, so your name is not on a list if you have a non-restricted firearm. And it's not always going to be restricted firearms on the ban list. There are now non-restricted firearms on that ban list. And if you purchased your firearm legally, of course, prior to any of them being on the ban list, and now you have a non-restricted firearm that is on the ban list, it is going to be very difficult for the government to know who those people are. Therefore, that's why they want you to volunteer this information. Do not volunteer. Another thing I wanted to add was that NSGEU, which is part of the CBRM Police Union, put out a statement that they were not aware of the rally, and they weren't aware that the chief of police was going to close down the police station because of the rally. So that's good to hear that at least they, may have come across differently, because from what I can gather, most police services do not want to be involved in this gun grab. The Nova Scotia Police Association has said so, and even though our police services are hired and paid for by the municipality, they're still Nova Scotia police officers, correct? Not just Chief Walsh's guinea pigs. Anyway, we know Chief Police and Mike Calloway are in cahoots. There's relations there, right? So whatever he was guaranteed to participate in this program by the Liberal government, by his so-called relatives, whether it's by marriage or not. Anyway, just saying, it's peculiar that they would choose Cape Breton to start with. You gotta ask why. And Winnipeg is the other city that has been promised a couple million for this program. And I think Fredericton is the third one that has just been announced. So hopefully Fredericton, our sister province, you will do the same when it comes to your town. That you will be having protests, having rallies, and encouraging all firearms owners to not submit, do not comply. They want us to be disarmed for a reason. Take that money and put it towards actual crime. Keep criminals off the street, for heaven's sakes. And they're saying, now this is just a rumor, whether it's true or not, but a lot of the thefts of illegal firearms are coming right from the police stations themselves. So what does that tell you? Anyway, that's all I got to say for now. And again, it was a great day yesterday at the rally and at the town hall Q&A for the anti-Cape Breton pilot project gun grab. We don't want it, so get the fuck out of here. Later.